Midjourney is more active than ever. The latest feature is called Styles. And here's a little spoiler right up front. Each of these styles comes with a so-called SREF code, and there are millions of them. I actually tried building a catalogue once just to get some structure into it. But with that kind of endless variety, it quickly turned into a Sisyphus-level task. You know the story. The guy who had to push a massive boulder uphill, only for it to roll back down just before reaching the top. That's exactly what it felt like. I've taken this exact scene and rendered it using different styles. That way, you'll immediately see where this is headed visually. Don't worry, this isn't about starting over again and again. It's about the new style catalogue, which opens up an almost unlimited library of colours, patterns and aesthetics. Whether you're after something illustrative, minimalist, photographic, or abstract. This can be especially useful if you're working on a campaign that needs a consistent visual style from start to finish. Technically, the whole thing works a lot like the style reference feature, where you drag an image, illustration, or graphic into the field below the prompt bar, just to say, "Hey Midjourney, make it look like this." With these new styles, though, it's not about using an image as a reference, it's about using a code. Before I show you how everything works, let me start with a few examples to demonstrate what these codes actually do. In each 4-image grid, the bottom left tile shows the original style, the one tied to a specific SREF code. The other 3 images in the grid are rendered using that exact style, but with different subjects: a sports car, a dragon, and a castle. In all 5 sets, the prompt is just one word. I only changed the SREF code. That gives you a powerful tool to build highly consistent image campaigns. One important note: when writing your prompt, focus entirely on what you want to see. The scene, the landscape, the character, not how it should look. That part is already defined by the SREF code. If you accidentally include style descriptions in the prompt, even unconsciously, you might confuse the AI or end up disappointed with the results. Let me show you what happens when your prompt and the style code don't match. For this test, I've picked a very distinctive style, a black and white liner cut. It's pure contrast, no shading, no colour. First, let's set our expectation. I type a colourful, photorealistic house without any SREF code. As expected, I get a bright, highly realistic image of a house. The keyword photorealistic is doing the heavy lifting here. Now I use the exact same prompt. A colourful photorealistic house, but with the SREF code for the liner cut style. And as you can see, there's no way this can turn out photorealistic. The style code overrides everything. What you get is a strange, sometimes interesting hybrid, but not what you asked for. To let the style really do its job, I shorten the prompt to just a house, and suddenly the result fits perfectly. A bold, clean liner cut of a house. You can also combine multiple SREF codes. Let's stick with the same example. In the first image, you see a slightly modified house by the sea, rendered using only the liner cut style. Now I add a second SREF code. The result changes. Then I add a third code, and again the look shifts. Finally, I combine all previous codes and throw in 3 more. What comes out is this. Can that be intentional? Of course, these combinations can create unique effects, but they're also unpredictable. If you want to experiment, go ahead. Just keep an eye on what each style combo produces. And maybe use the high-quality parameter --Q4 to reduce glitches or rendering issues. What I've noticed, the more SREF codes you stack, the harder it is to control the output, especially if you're trying to create a consistent image sequence. My recommendation? Pick just one style. There are so many great ones already. And sticking to a single code gives you more control and saves you from hours of trial and error. Let's jump into the updated Midjourney interface and see where to find all these styles. First, click on Explore. On the right side, you'll probably see either images or videos selected by default. Before we go any further, here's what Midjourney wrote about this update. There are more exciting updates coming for this feature, and we'll try to add more styles continuously, which means this whole thing might still change. And honestly, that's Midjourney's specialty, the constant change. Now, if you click on the New Styles button in the top right corner, you'll see a variety of image sequences. They might look a bit random at first, but they actually follow a specific layout. Face on the left, landscape in the middle, and still life on the right. To shuffle the selection, just click Randomize on the left. Try it out. You'll get a sense of what kinds of styles are out there. Also in the top left corner, you'll find a filter option with Random, Hot, and Top Day. As the name suggests, they give you access to popular SREF codes. Personally, I don't use those much. I'm not interested in what everyone else is using right now. There's also a section called Likes. That's where you'll find styles you've previously marked as favourites. Super useful for quick access to your personal shortlist. Back to the random view. Let's take a look at a single style tile in more detail. When you hover your mouse over the image, 4 options appear. In the top right, you'll see Try Style. This lets you instantly test that specific SREF code. Midjourney uses your most recent prompt for that. In the bottom right, there's a heart icon. If you click it, the style is saved to your personal likes, so you can access it more quickly later. To the left of the heart icon, there's a text icon. Clicking that inserts only the SREF code into the prompt bar. You'll still need to manually add your own prompt afterwards. And finally, if you click on the SREF code itself or on the image, both actions take you to the same result. A detailed view of that style, displayed larger on a new page. This detailed view gives you a better sense of what this particular SREF code is capable of. You'll also find the same functions again, now shown at the bottom: Like, Use, and Try Style. In this view, you can also scroll down with your mouse wheel to explore more styles. And yes, it's easy to get lost here, especially when you realise each 10-digit SREF code represents a completely unique visual style. That's a lot to sort through. So here's my recommendation. Use the search function. It saves you from drowning in a flood of random images. To explore the search function in more detail, I first click the X in the top right to close the current view. The nice thing about this feature is that it also includes the new styles. The key idea here is filtering. When I first tried it, I asked myself, how exactly did Midjourney organise all these codes? What am I supposed to type in that box? So I started testing a few things. Don't focus on long prompts, just try individual words. For example, start with colours like yellow, green, red, or pink. You'll immediately get matching visual styles. You can also search for artists or artistic movements: Pablo Picasso, Rembrandt, Bauhaus, manga, cyberpunk. If you're thinking more about technique, try keywords like lithographic, woodblock print, minimalism, glitch, sculpture, paper, or VHS 1980. Even time periods work: Edo period, 1850s, or World War II. It gets a little less precise when you search for countries. Something like Africa or Iceland might return more varied results. Still, that makes the whole style feature a lot more practical, because instead of endless scrolling, you now get a pre-filtered view. Are all the results accurate? No, some of them are only loosely related to what you typed. But in those cases, just refine your search a bit, and you'll get closer. So is this new style catalogue actually useful? If you're just randomly clicking through to see what's out there, it can get overwhelming pretty fast. In that case, you might find yourself going back to the old method, using style references and uploading your own image into the prompt bar. But if you don't have a good image, and you also can't quite describe the style you're imagining in words, this tool can really help. Just ask yourself, could you write a prompt that makes Midjourney deliver exactly that? A watercolour scene, in pale grey-green tones, with a soft Japanese aesthetic, and a red seal in the corner. I couldn't. And sometimes even ChatGPT struggles with that, especially when the session is overloaded and forgets key details. So for me, the answer is clear. Yes, absolutely. Use this tool. That's it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for listening. See you soon. Your channel, AI, Now You Know.